Country Rap Tunes Radio.
What's up, man? This your boy Cory Mo. We got Bun B. We got Jazze Pha.
I swear to God, I just did all that shit. Like, for real. So if you try to introduce
See what
niggas,
I'm
they've
talking
already
about,
did
man.
it. You want to introduce this square that Scotty rolling up, you can introduce that. But as far as letting people know that Jazze here, Scotty here, you and me here.
I changed my name.
This is Country Rap Tune. Hold up. So
I changed my name.
So it ain't Jazze Fenzel. It ain't Fenzel Washington.
It's Jazze Fenzel Burgundy, Obama Luther King Jr. Jackson 5 the first. You dig?
Nice. I'm
5
digging
the first.
Time.
That's like 50-11 right there. Like 5 the first.
Yeah, 50-11.
That's like
50-11 times.
Welcome to the podcast, man. You know, do we legitimately call this a podcast? Because I don't really know how a podcast is constructed.
It's not necessarily a podcast. It's bigger than that. This is Country Rap Tunes Radio, and we are worldwide. So we will be on podcasts. We will be on any type of streaming platform there is that exists on the planet.
I just don't know what the original format is or the original platform that we recognize right now that eventually goes out to other media platforms or whatever. So what's the initial, what is this? Because eventually it probably will be a podcast, but right now this is Country Rap Tunes Radio. That's what we branded.
That's
it.
Okay, see, I'm slow to it, but now I'm here.
That's it.
The beautiful thing about it is that Scotty get to roll the square, and we get to
smell good too.
Yeah,
and
smell good.
That's the kind of shit that
get that man an ashtray too.
What they call terrestrial radio.
You got your ashtray.
Like when you get in the car and you got to turn on numbers, like point something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't smoke a square when you turn on 90 point something or something like that. So that's the beauty about. So if all y'all listening out there want to come and do a radio interview where you can roll up your weed like Scotty ATL.
True.
And don't have to worry about that type of shit. Please come and fuck with us at Country Rap Tunes Radio.
Absolutely.
We'd be happy to have you and your weed, because I got weed too and it's already rolled up, but I ain't got to smoke my weed because Scotty got his weed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
True indeed.
So that's a beautiful thing. Jazze Pha in the building.
He's such a roller-upper.
Jazze Pha's jury also is in the building.
Man. That's costume jury, man. You can get that anywhere. You know what I mean?
I'll take
get that
the
right in the middle of Shopstown.
I'll take the jury. You keep the costume. Fuck that.
Got to be more careful.
And thank y'all for joining us today, man. You know, we don't really have any kind of form or structure to this shit, so we just gonna be a couple of real niggas talking.
Exactly.
Tuning in.
For the record, is it just me and Scotty smoking over here, so I don't have to keep reaching over here?
Please pass it this direction.
You know, Cory,
as soon as you
smoking.
finish.
No, but I don't want to have to change my volume, because if I get in too close to pass, this is how I got close. I got to get to the mic.
Okay, I'll just come to you, Chet. You can stay where you at.
I got to get even closer to the mic just to pass the niggas. Thank you, Cory.
Not to be confused with syrup.
That's a country rap pass right there.
No, well, ain't nothing. We got decided water, and they did tell me we have to be careful about this water, because one of these water companies got found with some germs flying in their water. I don't know who it is, because I don't know who gonna sponsor us yet, so I don't want to put them on blast.
Well, let me tell you something.
Just boil your water and then freeze your water.
Oh man,
I got it. Cause I'm finna drink me some.
Speaking of water, shout out to everybody in the Caribbean dealing with the hurricane right now as we recording this podcast.
Oh yeah,
straight up.
Hurricane Matthew has already went to Haiti and went to Jamaica and a couple other Caribbean countries and killed like 100+ people.
Dominican Republic too.
So we gonna smoke weed, but we're not gonna act like we don't. You know, we're not ignorant niggas. We might do some ignorant things every now and then, but we're not ignorant people. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to pray for the people dealing with that, and also for people who still got to deal with it, because as we recording this right now, it hasn't even touched land yet. So it still got to hit North Carolina, still got to hit Florida
too.
West Palm Beach, Georgia, all that there. We don't know what's gonna happen yet, but right now, I can tell you what's happening right now is that we in Georgia, and we smoking weed, and it's a beautiful thing.
A3C weekend. Shout out to everybody who came to the ATL to put it down with real players.
Absolutely.
been looking good.
It's really going down in the side, courtesy of the Pimp. Long live the Pimp. Don't get it fucked up. We up in here, Country Rap Tunes Radio. Basically, y'all, we are paying homage to everybody who built this Southern rap, from UGK, Ghetto Boys, Outkast, Goody Mob. If anybody was raised on anybody I just named, then you are Country Rap Tunes. So that's what it is. Tabernacle Preach. We up through there.
Hopefully we can have people in here, you know, every time this thing airs, we can have people in here that not only love and appreciate listening to and being a part of Southern hip-hop culture, country rap tunes and whatnot. We want people in here that actually contribute to the culture, too. And so it's a good thing to have, you know, a long-time contributor, of course, Jazze Pha in the building.
Absolutely.
Who's been a part of so many different Southern legacies, so many different camps, contributed to my legacy as well as many others.
Thank you, Jesus.
And then a new regime with people like Scotty ATL in the building who are, you know, able and capable and ready to carry the flag.
And that boy working. He doing 4 shows a night and an after party.
About 12 shows.
That boy working, bro.
Man,
you Jamaican because you got a bunch of jobs.
That's that young boy shit right there, bro.
By the time I leave here, I probably gonna have 2 more shows. TJ.
Shout out to TJ. DJ's in the building.
Absolutely.
And no stranger to hard work, man.
We got Big DM in the building,
been
too.
Playing my records forever.
I never even seen him yawn before, much less sleep. So that's a beautiful thing.
Man, he right, too.
Real talk. Like real talk.
I don't never see TJ tired.
And he ain't aging outside of the gray hairs. He ain't aging at all, man. He still look young.
Outside of the gray hair, that's pretty much personifies aging, baby.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I didn't realize I was old till the gray hair. I thought I thought I could still jump up and down and all that. Then I realized Uncle Arthur was coming to visit these knees every night. But man, let's talk about this A3C, man. You know, A3C is it's a convention, it's a conference now. It's a festival. It was created, originally for Southern independent hip hop acts to come together, so people could like get to know each other, see each other.
Yeah.
So people outside of the system that was trying to, get their hustle on and make it in this rap thing could find other people outside of the system like themselves, independent companies, independent producers, publicists, rappers, all of that. And now all these indie dudes is blowing up.
Wow.
And so because of that, the festival is blowing up. So we got out. Now I know that man said cut your phone off. I know that man said cut your phone.
Uh-oh.
Cory Mo, you're going to have to get physical sooner or later.
Got to hurt somebody.
But yeah, so it's an opportunity for all these people that's been operating outside of the system to be able to operate inside the system and meet people that are also doing that and come up together. You know what I'm saying? Like, people think if they got a little studio and they got surround, they can sit in a room by themselves and come up, and that ain't really how this thing works. You got to bounce these things around other people. You can't just be a dope MC by yourself. The more MCs you ain't scared to be around and bounce that stuff off, the better chance you got of being doper than you probably would.
You got to get out there. You got to joust.
Do that work the same way? As a producer, Jazze, do that work the same way? Like being around different people, hearing different sounds?
Positive
Absolutely,
energy.
dog. I mean, I'm
not you, Cory Mo. You make beats. We talking to a producer.
Hey, Cory producer too, but still, I mean, going around. As a matter of fact, me and Cory doing some stuff, and we gonna talk about that in a minute. But like, I've been like in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been going around the Zaytovens, the 808 Mafias, you know what I'm saying? The all the young cats that's popping right now. Cause I mean, I've been around, the Polo the Dons, the Timberlands, the Dr. Dre's, of course. I've been under Dr. Dre like for the whole, Chronic 2000 tour in his studio bus. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to be in there? You know what I'm saying? And he just leave all his toys just laying around, and he got to go catch a meeting on the other side of town. So you know what I'm doing? I'm like,
right there,
saving some for later. You know what I mean?
No,
but
that's right.
it definitely always means something to go in and see what's going on now. That's why, like if you hear my sound right now, it's not aging. It's not aging, but at the same time,
but you're not aging.
It's still vintage.
Oh, you said aging. I thought you meant Asian.
I thought he was saying that too the whole time. Asian.
My bad.
My fault. It might be the microphone, but
yeah, I only got one ear.
It's not aging.
I got the bad head.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's still vintage because I can still go back to the old Tila, the 8-baller, MJG. I got that. You know what I mean? So I got to still. I just signed young artists, so they be like, "Man, I want to be like Lil Yachty." I'm like, "Oh," so I gotta go. I gotta go check it out. I gotta go listen. I gotta stay up on it because if we're gonna be lucrative, if we're gonna be making records that are selling like Moolah. You know what I'm saying? With Moolah, with the cadences and it still got some of the old in it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's got. I think we kind of bridged the gap with that record. We almost 600,000 copies in 2016. That's a good look.
It's hard to move physical product.
Yeah, for a 42-year-old producer. You know what I'm talking
about? Now, Scotty, you're a young artist. You're out there competitively with the Lil Yachty's and people like yourself, Uzi Vert. Even with people that are contributing to the culture now. Understanding how important is understanding the past to you as an artist in determining your future?
I feel like it's super important. I grew up listening to UGK, Outkast, 8-Ball, MJG, you know what I'm saying? All y'all music, you feel me? But for me, I feel like I've taken a different route than more of the other artists have, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of my homeboys then blew up off of just hit records. And although I got records that's brewing like that, and I had records that then did that thing regionally, yet I ain't had that worldwide record, but I've been able to tour. You know what I'm saying? I've been on 10 tours. I've been on 3 national tours in the last year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So I've created a different lane. You know, I sell gold grills. I got my own gold grill company. I got producers. I got DJs. So I've created my own label called Cool Club. And I feel like it's really more off of the structure that I feel like the UGKs and the Outkast came up off of. You know what I'm saying? They grinded in the streets. They sold out the trunk. They built their fan base differently for a stronger and a longer term versus I'm gonna get this quick hit and I'm gonna be out the door.
Now, Cory, you know, I'm just gonna keep it 100 because I can sit there and take a lot of the credit, which I probably will as we go further on and further on.
Here we go.
As should be. But, you know, your love of the past and your love of this whole Southern movement is the whole reasoning behind starting something like CountryRapTunes.com. When you sit between a legend like a Jazze Pha and then an artist on the come up like a Scotty ATL, is Country Rap Tunes something that you feel is necessary to bridge that gap, you know what I'm saying, between what's been done in the South and what we are about to do in the South?
Absolutely. A whole lot of
I look like interviewing this thing on his show. But go ahead.
You know what I'm talking about? Actually, man, a whole lot of the youngsters here, believe it or not, but they don't even know all of the pioneers of country rap tunes. I remember being in the studio, and I asked this one guy, hey, man, you heard of Devin the Dude? And he told me no. And it hurt my feelings so bad that I pulled up YouTube and I made him know who Devin the Dude was.
Right. So is that his fault or is that our fault? You know, that's my thing. As an OG, like, how much of that is our responsibility to teach the youngsters, and how much of it is our responsibility, is the responsibility of the youngsters to want to know? You know,
I think it's programming.
So we got an OG like Jazz, and we got a young cat like Scotty. So,
right, it's programming. Like it's only so much that can fit in the slot. You know what I'm saying? And then programming comes with competition. You know, you got to be current. You know what I'm saying? But you know, of course, you got the old school stations now. Even some of the old school stations that you go and get the stuff from, like if you come up, you know, anywhere, you know, above the like you know, when you come across the Georgia line, you might not hear people like Devin the Dude. You know what I'm saying? You might hear UGK, you might hear Scarface, you hear, you know, Ghetto Boys, but you know, when you get to the Devin the Dudes, the Slim Thugs, you know what I'm saying? The people that's down there, you know, a lot of times you don't hear those, you know what I mean? So that's why you got country rap tunes. So you know what I'm saying?
But it's a good thing. It's a good thing to see, like, when people like you, Jazzy, reach back out to the youngsters and you can create a moolah, right? And be profitable. And it's a beautiful thing when a guy like Scotty ain't scared to reach out and connect with a TJ, right? And make that movement happen. You know what I'm saying? And I think country rap tunes as a concept is really about embracing everything that the South has been in order to show where the South can be. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's really why we here right now, because I was really finna go eat some food. It's easy to go eat some food, but you know, there's some things that you just got to do.
And you know what I think is dope. You know what I think is dope. When I first heard about Scotty ATL,
right, it
wasn't about rap. Wow. It was just like hip hop culture almost. Like I was like, okay, when I'm hearing his name in this arena, and like I'm like, okay, what does this guy do? You know what I'm saying?
If so many people saying that name.
And Banner really put me up on you.
Wow.
Yeah. Banner, you know, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Banner put me up on you. And he was like, man, that's him. This him right here. You know what I'm saying? And he was really proud to know you, and that you know, he was a part of your come up, and you know what I'm saying, and just, you know, your upbringing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's big because I was, you know, somewhat a part of his. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when him and Bone Crusher used to come to the studio and just, you know, they was, man, just hustling. Right. Trying to get it in, and I was like, man, look, I got some sounds up, man. You can go in there and just do your thing, man. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, this thing dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember when coming up.
The Firewater Boys and all of that.
How does it feel, Scotty, to hear that the same thing that Jazzy saw in somebody like David Banner, who's a legend in his own right, that Banner saw that in you?
Man, it feel great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was just about to say that, you know, to see y'all reach back and help, you know what I mean, cats like myself, I feel like that's what it's all about. You know, it's like y'all might not realize it, but guess what? When another cat come up to me later on, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's just what it's all about. And I feel like that's what bridging the gap is all about too. You know, I think that it's going to those that deserve it though. You know what I'm saying? Which is dope too. Like when you get recognized in a certain way, you know what I'm saying, then cats gonna reach back to you. But if you're not really working like that, you know what I'm saying, you got to kind of find it out on your own. So I think that's the whole thing with bridging the gap. But as far as, you know, what Jazze was saying, man, I think that it's just dope, man, just period, just to be in, you know, to be in y'all presence, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have never thought coming up, you know what I'm saying, just being the little cat, you know what I'm saying, in school.
Don't blush, Cory, you're a grown-ass man.
Nah, but on some real, you know.
Hey, man, you
but
gonna
that's on
keep
some real,
jabbing
like,
me on the air, partner. I'm about to talk some mess tonight.
But see, like, this, and this
more
the truth,
time.
like, I ain't even just saying it because y'all here, like,
Right.
like, y'all music really got us through. You feel me? Like,
Wow.
we didn't have fathers growing up in the hood. So we'll pop in UGK to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what we need to do in certain situations. You know, that's how we got on Swisher Sweets from the beginning.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So
That's hard.
it's just dope, man, just to be, you know what I'm saying, just in the circle, man, you know, and do the hard work, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate it, for real.
That's what it's all about, the hard work. I think that's the one thing that everybody sitting in this group, you know, it's 4 people over here sitting here. We all dress different. We all look different. We all talk different, walk different, act different. But I think the one thing in common that everybody got here is the work ethic.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know for a fact, because I done work with everybody here, ain't nobody lazy
Oh, no.
up in this square. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of what got us to where we are right now is the fact that we ain't scared to work and get that work done. And it's good to see that, because I know a lot of people like to say that the young people are lazy and they don't want to do this and do that. But I mean, Scotty's sitting right here, and
That boy working.
you know what I'm saying? If you under TJ, you gonna work.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna just keep it 100, because TJ know how he got where he is, and that's all he know. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna grind this thing out.
Yep.
We're gonna stay in these people's face until they can't deny it. You know what I'm saying?
And he ain't gonna associate it with nothing otherwise.
That's what it is. And
Preach.
it's just, you know,
Yeah.
when you start leaning on the legacy of the people that came before you, and you start, as they say, standing on people's shoulders, then you got to grind like they grind and then some. And I know I done put some work in. Young Pimp put some work in. Jazze put some work in.
Yeah.
Even Cory Moore. It may not look like it because he's just sitting here in his little camouflage shorts.
Here we go.
But this thing came from a concept many years ago, and you know this was you know, Cory's way of wanting to honor Young Pimp and the legacy and everything that helped him get to where he is. Because people look at Cory Moore as an OG now.
Yeah.
I may not, you know, but
It's crazy,
but it's, you know, when I be at
guess
home,
I'm getting old.
Cory Moore come back to the city and they be like, OG Mo. You know?
Yeah, but
and that's for work. And it's
And
not
you know,
like,
that's how I introduce him. Like when I introduce him to these youngins, I be like, man, this the dude that recorded all the Pimp C shit.
and some of these dudes,
You're like, wow.
I look at some dude, they gonna sell, you know, I be around the Slims and Mike Jones and people, Paul Wall, people like that, who might sell more records than me. And Cory, you might record people that sell more records than you, but there's a respect factor, because people know that maybe they ain't been where you been or seen what you seen, and then through it all, like, and we come up in a time where, you know, it took me, I've been doing it for 27 years. It took me about 16, 17 years to get in House of Blues and all that there. And, you know, some of these boys, they come in the game, they starting in the House of Blues, you know. But people can appreciate that, and they can acknowledge that. And if they can acknowledge it in Cory Moore, then, I mean, come on. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, look here, player. I'm about to go and start saying some things in a minute now,
I give
chat.
Cory Moore the business, man, because I know how great he is. I've known Cory since he was a teenager. And I saw in a very young age the capability that he had and the potential that he had. And he just needed a certain level of encouragement. And I seen other people around him encourage him one way. So when he would come to me and be like, man, what you think? And I would never give him what he thought, because I always wanted him to push himself and go further than he ever thought he could go. And when he wanted to be a rapper, I was like, when you make beats, you could be a producer and a rapper if you whatever you want to do. And then turn that into a skill, and then the studio into a skill, and all these different things. And now You got a website, and we here with Country Rap Tunes Radio. So
preach.
You look at Cory Mo, he might look crazy.
It's really going down.
He might look crazy.
Look like the Geico commercial, man.
Boy, put work in.
You look like the lizard on the Geico commercial.
Hey,
Hold on, man.
Hey, y'all gonna raise up on my body, man.
but he repping the South. He repping the South, and he
I had
take
to
care
get you,
home.
right?
I got something for you.
They beat up on you because they love you.
I got something
You
for
can
you.
say what you want, but as long as you repping your city in a real way and you taking care of home, can't nobody really tell you nothing. And if I can't say nothing else about him, I know that Cory Mo been repping to the fullest.
Ooh,
and
hard.
Country Rap Tunes don't really make this man no money. That's why I'm on here with him. To try to bring some people on here, try to make some money.
And you know what's crazy though, bud? Like he been talking to me about it in and out, back and forth. You know what I mean? And I'm running around doing what I do, and I know he probably think I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it just take time. Everything just take time, and God got His own timing, man. And when He bring people together, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, you know, especially in this kind of way, it's so organic. You know what I mean? That it's gonna be special.
And
it's gonna be special. Gonna be something big, man. It's gonna be bigger than us.
We may not get rich off of this, but I guarantee you, at some point, two people gonna end up in the room, it being interviewed on Country Rap Tunes Radio. They've probably never been around each other for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
That's gonna turn into a session. It's gonna turn into a song.
Right.
It's gonna turn into a hit. It's gonna turn into history and friendships that last forever. Like I feel like what's gonna happen in these rooms is we just legitimately, because we ain't got no sponsorship money. We ain't doing this. We paying for this out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing. Ain't no benefit to doing this other than just being honest about how much we love what we do and what we a part of. Straight up. Nobody benefit from being in this room other than trying to let the people that we think might listen to this at some point get the game that we trying to give.
Here's a microphone. His mic just went out.
Mic check. Oh, it's all good.
Mike just went out.
And that's why we need sponsorship.
You know what I'm talking about? The sponsorship dollars. We need some sponsorships.
What a great segue.
And this is brought to you by Country Rap Tunes Radio.
Three mics out of
Country
four.
Rap Tunes.
Country Rap Tunes. Three mics out of four. Thank you, Scotty.
You know what I'm talking about?
But this is what it is, man. You know, it's a lot of money in this room. There's a lot of talent in this room. But every now and then, you got to start from nothing to make something.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of what we're doing right now. You know, there's a lot of other ways we could have done this. People wanted to do this. Yeah, we could do this, or we could just break the bread down. No, this ain't just about that. If we make some bread out of this eventually, that'd be a good thing. But we trying to just represent this culture. It's a lot of other things around the country and around the world. They get to represent them. And Cory was like, man, ain't nobody ripping the South, but everybody love the South. They talk like the South, walk, dress, and all of that. And if we don't represent this shit in our way, then somebody else going to end up doing it. So that's what this is. And it's still in the early stages, but I guarantee you it's going to be a lot of big shit. If it's not big money, it's going to be big ripples in this game.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My mic still ain't on. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on now.
Okay, there you go, Scott.
Hey,
you back.
I got something to add real quick.
Go for it. It's your shit.
Country Rap Tunes Radio is actually powered by countryraptunes.com. If you go to the website, it's more than just music and videos. We have a section on there for music business where we teach people what ISRC codes are, how to upload your songs to BDS, Media Base, copyright, BMI, ASCAP, CSAC. We also have a section of the site where we teach about the art, people sending in drawings of their favorite country rap tune artists. We have another section about the slab culture. We have another section. So it's more than just music and videos. So it ain't just
about old dudes
like
it's the
me
full
culture.
Just talking because they've been sipping on something.
It's about the culture, man. It's more than more than just music.
How much money you make
everything.
Off this, Cory Mo?
About 30 cents a day.
God bless you, man. Because that's how when we started doing
about
this, and I know
cents.
Jazze can speak to it, man.
Oh, yeah.
You was a youngster, but you saw we ain't made no money off of this. The money came later. The love. We started this on love and figured out how to get paid later. So I'm glad you was able to create something that you love, and I hope that you'll be able to make some money off of it later because I co-own it. So
see how that boy do me, man. See how he do me.
Crazy.
It's all great.
Give up all this game for free. The game is to be sold.
Man, you can have it, chat. You can have it.
But it's deeper than money and it's
Tabernacle,
deeper than rap,
vestibule.
Just so everybody know, we could have done this, like I said, different ways to try to make money off of it, man. We will and make, if you make good music and you spit the truth, then everything that you want out of life will fall in your lap eventually. So, we got to show people like Scotty that, there's going to be opportunities to make money, but you can't make every decision in this shit, not just in music but in life. You can't make every decision based off money. If you're doing the right thing and you eventually make good art, money come anyway. So don't make decisions for money, because if you live in life and you're doing things the right way, money come anyway.
For sure.
That's what it is.
That's real.
And also we also do, huh?
Go ahead. Talk about your website.
No, I'm getting ready to let people know that it's more than just Southern hip hop, because we have our country cousins. So of course, West Coast cats like Snoop, East Coast, cats like Talib Kweli.
And what about our international?
We got
Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah, we got Dizzy Rascal in the building. He's our country cousin. So it's more than just South. So don't get it twisted. This is hip hop in general.
I like how he did that.
You feel me?
That's dope.
I like how he did. So you ain't just good at making beats. You good at some other shit.
I'm good at everything, Jack. I learned from the Pimp.
Revenue streaming.
Don't pat yourself on the back.
Revenue
Don't
screaming.
pat yourself on the back of Pimp's name.
Know what I'm talking about?
Hey, so Scotty,
But he would be proud.
So Scotty, you got a song. You got a song with Ty Dolla $ign, man.
Yeah.
So
that's big.
how did you do that?
Man, we was on tour, and I did a record with Jagged Edge. It was during the time I lost 4 people in 4 weeks in March.
Oh, man. My condolences.
And so, appreciate it, man. It was just a crazy month going on. And Bankroll Frisk was one of those people.
Wow. Rest in peace, Bankroll.
Yeah. And we made this record. I was in the studio with Jagged Edge, and actually Jagged Edge was on there with me at first.
On the song?
On the song.
Wow.
And I was on tour with TJ and B Rich. And they was like, man, we should holler at Ty and see if he want to do something. So we sent it to him, and he loved it. You know what I mean? So he jumped on the record, and we linked it up. You know what I mean? He was here in the ATL a couple of days ago, and I was with him. We was chopping it up about the record, but it's been doing real good. And the record is just really just talking about like that experience and that time. When I lost those people, what I was going through. It was like a tribute record to them. So yeah.
Can we play that? Can we play that record, Cory?
Absolutely can.
I feel like
play whatever you want.
I feel like within our community, man, we don't share enough moments of like letting out the pain, and we come from circumstances where a lot of us feel like we gotta be hard through it, and as a culture and as a community, black people feel like we're strong enough to get through anything and keep a stiff upper lip, but we hurt like everybody else hurt. Yeah. We lose people, man. It's rough for us, and we find ways to kind of not cry in the moment, man, but we got to find ways to release, man, because we end up getting aggravated about things and putting hands on folk that ain't got nothing to do with the situation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for people like you, Scotty, to make these kind of records. One Day was a record like that because we knew young cats was out there hurting, losing people like we was losing people, and not really show how you supposed to deal with that, how you deal with that pain. And we don't come from a place where you can just talk to people about vulnerable moments in your life. You know what I'm saying? So
the crazy thing about it is, it's funny you say that, because during the time I remember being at Bankroll, they had the candle lighting thing, the vigil. And I remember like going up to some of my homeboys, like at that time Bankroll was the 3rd person in the row. You feel me? 1, 2, 3 weeks in a row with 4 people though. So I remember like going and just hollering at some of the homies, and they were acting like it didn't really affect them. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was like, hey man, like y'all need to get off of that. You feel me? Like, cause when you don't really deal with stuff like that, it just really pin up in you until something happen, and now the anger let off in the wrong way. So you gotta learn how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, like for me, I had to go and holler at somebody, you feel me, and talk to somebody for real, like get my mind right.
But for somebody else out there, man, it might be this song.
True.
That get them through this moment. So we're gonna play this and hope that somebody out there that, we hate that you lost somebody. Yeah. But just know you ain't the only person, and it's rough for you, but we've been there, we praying for you, and that's why Scotty made this record, so you can get through it and know somebody else feeling your pain right now.
Let's get it.
Already. Country Rap Tunes Radio.
Hey, say what's happening, homie? TIP, man. KING. This is Country Rap Tune, man.
Country Rap Tune Radio.
It's self-explanatory.
This is Country Rap Tunes Radio.
Know what I'm talking about? Country Rap Tunes, nigga. Gangster music, bitch.